I heard them saying with the Ja Morant situation, right? And you hear a lot of analysts like, "Yo, man, Ja's gonna have to let some of them niggas go. Like some of his friends, some of his homies.
You
Ja,
think so?
Ja gonna have to let them go. That's what the conversation is, and that's deep.
I don't think it's that deep.
I think that's deep.
I think he's an adult at this point, right? So I think fuck the money and fuck the platform that he has.
Hmm.
I'm an adult. So if I keep running into this issue with um with flashing guns and what kind of energy it's attracting,
Hmm.
I probably wouldn't do it. Like I don't know how hard it is to kind of just not do that. And then it's like we start blaming the people around him. It's like
Nobody make him do shit.
nobody's making him do these things. Like
Yeah.
he's literally holding the gun up to the camera or flashing it wherever he's at or doing whatever. Like
Yeah.
nobody's making you do that. So to make it a thing where it's like, oh, he gotta get rid of the people that's around him, it's kind of like, no, where's the self accountability where he needs to get his shit together?
But now, do you agree that in some instances, some people that came up with you, everybody can go where you
I
going?
agree with that 100%, but I don't think that this is one of those situations. Because it's one thing if it's like, yo, his homeboys keep getting in trouble and he just happens to be there versus him actually being the person that's doing what people are upset about. It's different.
True. You don't think that his crew or his crowd of people that he's around is does have a like big influence on his actions?
I think like if we go back to the conversation we was having as far as like checking each other,
Yeah.
I think they got a responsibility and they dropping the ball on it as far as like, yo, talk to your man and tell
Yeah.
him like,
Yo, relax.
relax. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
but I think if
One
we
of
took-
his mans in the video though was like, yo, like he the one who was like,
yeah,
yo, like,
but because he wasn't ready. He didn't think he was about to do that.
Do
But
that,
it's
yeah.
like at the same time, again, people are still saying it's his friend's fault or it's the people he's around. And it's like, bro, no, because I done been around murderers and all kinds of people that do
down
all kinds of wild shit,
You ain't involved.
and it don't change the fact that I'm probably just not gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like just being even something as small as being around people that drink, and I just don't care to drink. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
It don't mean that my friends is wild or these niggas they do what they do. I'd rather not. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. And I don't think people are giving even his friends enough I don't want to say credit, but it's like they throwing his friends under the bus
All
quick.
the way. Everybody, the narrative is, yo, leave them niggas alone.
Get away from his friends. And it's like, bro, his friends is not the ones flashing the guns in the camera.
But at the same time, I think that his friends know what he has on the line. And I think that why would you allow him to engage in that type of activity if he did it once already and the type of like reaction that he received? Then for you guys to I don't want to use the word allow because like you say, he's an adult, but for you guys to see that he's repeating the same mistake and no one in that entire bunch says like, yo, bro, chill, or at least put the camera down. Like,
Yeah,
why
but they didn't know. They wasn't prepared for it. Like he just pulled the shit out and his
Out of
niggas like,
nowhere.
oh, and they put the camera away. So it's not like they let him do it. You don't know what they said after he put that camera down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at that point, it already happened.
It's
So it's
already-
kind of like,
it's
But
already
it
out
makes
there.
me
It's
feel like
already
for
there.
him to even have it on him, there was not even a conversation that was had after the first time. Because I feel like if you have a group of your friends telling you the same thing, I think that you're more likely to respect what they have to say than fight every person that's saying the same thing, in my opinion. So it comes off. It's just an assumption, but it just comes off like no one said anything. To like,
I don't agree with that. I think people probably did say some things, and I think you're right as far as he definitely needs his friend. I don't think it's necessarily just his friends. Like he got a dad in his life. There's a few people that could probably get through to him. You know what I'm saying? Aside from the fact that you hear the media talking about you all day long. You know what I mean? Like, so clearly you know that what you're doing or the path you're going down is kind of like is detrimental to what you're trying to do. So I don't know. For me, I'm really on the side of like self awareness where it's like, yo, I'm bugging the fuck out.
If you remember, I think Ja Morant's problem isn't his friends.
I don't think so.
I think his problem is, I think Ja Morant is a case of someone who was overlooked for a long time playing ball. they didn't think he was going to become what he has become just on the court. I'm saying he wasn't highly scouted. Like, it wasn't no big, things surrounding around him. I think that year the main person that everybody was talking about was Zion, hands down.
That's his class?
That's his class, was Zion. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? And Zion was it. Like, yeah, and Ja was up there, but the talk wasn't around Ja. So I think now that Ja surpassed expectations and he's getting the money that he's getting, I think he allowed his own success to come in between, like, his head. In the mix of now, you this big NBA superstar, you got these rap friends now, like, you know what I'm saying? They can start connecting with the rappers, the NBA, he loves listening to NBA Youngboy, listening to the music, and now you start to become
I think he's just having
influenced by a
fun.
lot of that.
As simple as
he's
that, I think
fun.
he's just having a fucking blast.
How old is he?
He's in his early 20s.
21 or 22.
You know what I mean? Like, so I really don't think it's anything past that. I think, of course, people are looking at his position, or you know what I'm saying, and they're really like, yo, he's gonna throw it all away. And people they're dramatic.
Yeah, he's like 22 something.
But
I don't think it's dramatic. You don't see how they suspended him for how many games?
25. And
25
honestly, it could have been worse.
I know it could have been worse, but that's not dramatic. That's a lot.
What I'm saying is, I think if we look at the situation for what it is, the kid is not doing anything illegal at all. Yeah. He's not. So I think when I say dramatic, I think the where people are taking it is kind of like, oh my God, he's gonna kill someone, or he could like. And it's just
it's all.
I understand all of the dangers that. I understand it, but
I think more about the image.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think people around are saying whatever they're saying, but that's not what the NBA cares about. Like, NBA all the time always care about image. You could be cheating, you could be doing whatever in your personal life, but they'll find a way to like fire you, like suspend you or whatever, because it has a lot to do with the image.
I agree with it. I don't necessarily agree with that, with the fact that they do that. I'm just saying I get it. I understand it. I think it's a little dramatic in certain places, especially when it comes down to legality. Like,
especially he ain't doing nothing illegal.
He's not doing anything illegal, right? Yeah. So this is not me saying, yeah, Ja, go flash guns. I'm not saying that he should be doing it. What I'm saying is when it comes down to it, I think the dramatics are crazy. Like, they're blowing this shit like
out of proportion,
way out of proportion. Like, because when he did it the first time, it was kind of like, okay, cool, he's wilding, whatever the case is. But it's almost like, to me, it's almost like they was waiting for him to do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when it happened,
he gave him ammo.
Yeah, he gave it to him, but it's like when it happened, it was like, yes. And now it's like front page.
The ultimate punishment.
Now it's like front page news, and it's like, let's be clear.
I thought they was going to give him 50 games.
But you can't, because I don't want to stay on the NBA, but you can't do that, because if you suspend him for something that's not illegal, imagine what happens if somebody do some wild shit in the league or a fight break out, and you really got to throw the book at them, because they're going to be looking at you like, you ain't do nothing to Ja. Like, how I get, you know what I'm saying? So I think.
So you absolutely right, because they gave Miles Bridges 30-game suspension.
And he wilded out.
And yeah, he had a domestic violence situation with his girl. And they gave him 30 games. So from understanding from what they gave Miles, I understand
why it landed there.
Why it landed there.
Because it's like, come on, what you gonna really do to this person who, again, he's not in no legal trouble with nobody.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not in no legal trouble, so it's kind of like, if this is just based on image, it's like,
I think it's because he did it more than once. That's what I think it was.
No, I think so for sure. But I just think when it comes down to it, again, I understand the image. I understand Disney and ESPN with Paul Pierce, all that other shit. Like, the image thing with these companies is important. I get it.
But because you got to understand how he's also influencing people. So he's having these younger generations maybe think that it's cool.
Nah, 100%.
To move the way that he's moving.
But if we're going to go into that conversation, I don't think it's nothing wrong with him owning or being proud of or flashing guns. White people do it all the time.
All the time.
Like,
and
that's where they.
I literally was about to say that. Not
I done
only
seen
do they
a bunch
do
of
it,
families posted up with their kids with guns. Kids. They
little
teaching
kids.
their kids how to use guns.
It's
I don't think there's
literally
nothing wrong with it.
parents who are teaching their kids cam age
how to shoot. But it's like when a black person got a gun in their hands, it's taboo.
But I think the difference is when you see those photos of what they're doing, it's more so the sport of like hunting, right? that's what they normally. That's what you're seeing, especially when kids are involved in those pictures.
No, I think it's yes, they do
It
do
is.
that.
But I still think that either way, that's entertainment.
No, they do that with hunting, but I have seen
But
kids.
it's a different entertainment from dancing and just showing a gun. Like why? Like you get like it's that's.
I don't think it's
that's
fair to
completely
say
different.
why his entertainment with the gun versus their entertainment is more.
A gun is a gun.
A gun is a gun. So whatever the dangers are when a white person is holding it are going to be the same dangers when a black person is holding it. So I think when it comes down to it, are they doing anything illegal? No, neither one of them are. So I get the league and the morality clauses and all that. I get it, but I just think at the same time it's kind of like it's hit or miss because it's like, come on, he's not really doing anything wrong.